The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello my dear children, welcome back to the physics class. Today we are going to discuss the remaining portions of the fourth chapter, that is motion in a plane. So today let's begin the session with this problem. So this is actually example 4.2 and here is the question. Find the magnitude and direction of the resultant of two vectors A and B in terms of their magnitudes and angle theta between them. So in the question it is given that A and B are two vectors and theta is the angle between these two vectors, and here we have to find out the magnitude and direction of the resultant of these two vectors. So listen children, in the previous class we have discussed the resultant of vectors, right? But A, B രണ്ട് vectors ആണെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അതിനൊരു resultant vector ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും, and let it be capital letter R. So let R be the resultant of these two vectors. If so, we have to find out the magnitude and direction of this resultant vector, and which should be in terms of the magnitudes of A as well as B and the angle theta between them. So listen children, here we are going to solve this problem. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലത്തിലൂടെ നമ്മൾ രണ്ട് ലോസ് ആണ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. So this problem which is very very important. So listen carefully. Here we have two vectors A and B. So let OP and OQ represent the two vectors A and B. And the angle between these two vectors which is given as theta. And from parallelogram law of vector addition, we know that the diagonal of this parallelogram, അതായത് ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു ഡയഗ്രാം കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ we will be obtaining a parallelogram like this, and the diagonal of this parallelogram will give you the resultant of these two vectors. So let OS represents the resultant of these two vectors and let it be R. And the angle between this resultant vector R and the vector A is given as alpha. Okay, now Sn, it is normal to this vector OP. That means Sn is a line that is perpendicular to OP. In the same manner, PM, which is another line that is perpendicular to the vector R, or which is perpendicular to OS. So PM is perpendicular to OS. Okay, so from parallelogram law of vector addition we can write the resultant vector R is equal to vector A plus vector B, where A and B are two vectors, R is the resultant of these two vectors. This we have learned in our previous class. Now, by considering the geometry of this figure, we can write like this. That is, listen children, consider the triangle OSN. Consider the triangle OSN. And from this triangle, we know that this is base, this is altitude, and this is hypotenuse. So, applying Pythagoras theorem, we have hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus altitude square. So, from this we can write OS square is equal to Sn square plus On square, right? Sn square plus On square. So listen children, OS square is equal to Sn square plus On square. Now what about the length Sn? What about the length On? Yes, here we have to find out these two. So for this, observe this diagram. Okay, here we know that these two sides, that is OQ and PS, are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. So these two sides are parallel, right? If this is B, means this side, that is also B. And here the angle is theta. So what about this angle? That is also theta. Why? Because these two sides are parallel. Okay. Now consider this triangle, that is triangle PNS. Consider this triangle. From this triangle, what about cos theta? Yes, cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So adjacent side is P, and what about the magnitude of hypotenuse? That is the magnitude of the vector B, that is equal to B. And from this triangle, what about sine theta? Yes, sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, that is Sn divided by hypotenuse is B. Now listen children, here we have to substitute for Sn and On. And listen, what is Sn? Yes, here we have sine theta is equal to Sn by B. So what about Sn? Sn will be B sine theta. Sn will be B sine theta. Now what about On? Yes, On is the length of this side, and On is equal to OP plus PN. So we can write OP plus Pn, that is equal to, what is OP? OP is the magnitude of the vector A, or it is the length of this side, that is equal to A plus, what about Pn? Yes, Pn. We have cos theta is equal to Pn by B. So what about Pn? Pn is equal to B cos theta. Clear? So we can substitute for Sn and On. So what is Sn? Yes, Sn is equal to B sine theta. So Sn square means B sine theta square. Plus, what about On square? Yes, On is equal to A plus B cos theta. So On square is equal to A plus B cos theta whole square. So On square ne pagaram namukku A plus B cos theta whole square എന്ന് എഴുതാം. So from this we have, what is B sin theta whole square? That is B square sin square theta plus, what is A plus B cos theta whole square? We have A plus B whole square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. Here instead of A, here we have capital letter A. Instead of B, here we have B cos theta. So here we can write A square plus 2AB cos theta plus, yes, B square, that is B square cos square theta. Now listen children, we have OS square is equal to this, and from this we can write that is equal to A square plus B square sin square theta plus B square cos square theta. So here B square is common, so we can take this B square outside of this bracket. So B square into sin square theta plus cos square theta plus, what is the remaining term? That is 2AB cos theta. 2AB cos theta. So that is equal to A square plus B square. Here listen children, sin square theta plus cos square theta. It's a trigonometric identity. Sin square theta plus cos square theta, that is equal to 1. P term full and I 1 I. So what is B square into 1? Simply B square. So A square plus B square plus, inilla term edana? 2AB cos theta. 2AB cos theta. So OS square, that is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So what about OS? OS is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. And what about this OS? Yes, OS is the length of this side. Length of this side means magnitude of the resultant vector R. So we can represent this OS like this. That is magnitude of the resultant vector R. Okay, that is equal to OS. That is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. And this law, that is known as law of cosines. This is known as law of cosines. ഇവിടെ cos theta എന്നുള്ളൊരു ടേം ഉള്ളതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇതിന് നമ്മൾ law of cosines എന്ന് പേര് കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. So law of cosines which will give you the magnitude of the resultant of two vectors A and B in terms of the magnitude of the vectors and the angle theta between the vectors. So this is law of cosines. Now listen children, in triangle OSN, consider the triangle OSN. ഇതില് SN is equal to, SN എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൈഡ്, ആ സൈഡിന്റെ ലെങ്ത് നമ്മൾ എഴുതാനായിട്ട് പോവാണ് ഇൻ ടേംസ് ഓഫ് ദ ആംഗിൾ ആൽഫ. അപ്പൊ ആൽഫ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ ടേംസില് SN എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൈഡിന്റെ ലെങ്ത് എങ്ങനെയാണ് വരുന്നത്? ലിസൺ ചിൽഡ്രൻ, അത് എളുപ്പത്തിൽ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഹിയർ യു കൺസിഡർ ദിസ് expression, sin theta is equal to SN by B or SN is equal to B sin theta. So listen children, ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ SN എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൈഡ് തീറ്റ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ ടേംസിലാണ് എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. സോ തീറ്റ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡാണ് SN വരുന്നത്. സോ SN is equal to hypotenuse into sine of this angle. SN is equal to hypotenuse into sine of this angle. ഇവിടെ SN എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൈഡ് തീറ്റ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ് ആണ്. അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ SN is equal to sin theta, ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് sine of this angle into hypotenuse, that is B sin theta. ഓക്കെ, അതേപോലെ PN എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൈഡ് എങ്ങനെയാണ്? യെസ്, ഇവിടെ തീറ്റ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഈ ഒരു ആംഗിളിന്റെ അഡ്ജസന്റ് സൈഡ് ആണ് അല്ലെ. അപ്പൊ അഡ്ജസന്റ് സൈഡ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അവിടെ നമ്മൾ എന്താ എടുത്തത്? കോസ് തീറ്റ. സോ PN എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൈഡ് എങ്ങനെ വരും? PN is equal to cos theta times the hypotenuse. ഓക്കെ, തീറ്റ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ അഡ്ജസന്റ് സൈഡ് ആണ് PN. സോ PN is equal to cos theta times the hypotenuse. ക്ലിയർ? അപ്പൊ അതേപോലെ ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ SN എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൈഡാണ് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. സോ ഫ്രം ദ ട്രയാങ്കിൾ OSN we have to find out SN in terms of alpha. അപ്പൊ ആൽഫ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡാണ് SN വരുന്നത് അല്ലെ. സോ SN is equal to ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് അവിടെ സൈൻ ആൽഫ എന്നുള്ള ടേം എഴുതാൻ പറ്റും. സോ ആൽഫ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള SN, ആ SN-ന്റെ ലെങ്ത് എങ്ങനെ എഴുതാം? യെസ്, sin alpha times the hypotenuse of this right angled triangle. So sin alpha times what about the hypotenuse? That is R, right? So SN is equal to R sin alpha. Now you consider the triangle PNS. Consider another triangle PNS, and from this triangle what about SN? Yes, SN is the opposite side of this angle theta. So from this we can write SN is equal to, yes, since SN is the opposite side of this angle, it is sin theta times the hypotenuse. So sin theta times the hypotenuse means what about hypotenuse? That is B. So it will be B sin theta. Clear? So from the triangle OSN, SN is equal to R sin alpha, and from the triangle PNS, SN is equal to B sin theta. Now we can compare these two expressions. Up here and expressions in the LHS equal ആയതുകൊണ്ട് we can write R sin alpha is equal to B sin theta. So equating these two expressions, we will be obtaining this R sin alpha is equal to B sin theta, or sin alpha is equal to B by R sin theta. Sin alpha is equal to B by R sin theta, where alpha is the angle between the vector A and the resultant vector R, and theta is the angle between these two vectors A and B. Clear? And B is the magnitude of the vector B and R is the magnitude of the resultant vector R. Or same expression we can write in another form, that is R by sin theta is equal to B by sin alpha. Listen children, ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ R sin alpha that is equal to B sin theta. Okay, അപ്പോൾ അതിനെ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു രീതിക്കും റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. So let it be equation number 1. Now you consider the side PM. Okay, actually this PM, which is the opposite side of this angle alpha, and also the opposite side of the angle beta when we consider this triangle. Okay, now consider the length PM. So first, when we consider this right angled triangle, actually this PM is the opposite side of this angle alpha. So what about this side PM in terms of alpha? Yes, since PM is the opposite side of this angle alpha, this side is sine alpha times the hypotenuse of this right angled triangle. So that is equal to sine alpha times the hypotenuse of this right angled triangle. Yes, e right angled triangle the hypotenuse edana? Yes, e side that is A. So PM is equal to A sine alpha. Now listen children, this PM which is also the opposite side of the angle beta. So when we consider this right angle triangle, it is the opposite side of the angle beta. So what about the length of this side PM in terms of beta? About beta എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആംഗിളിന്റെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ് ആണ് PM വരുന്നത് അല്ലേ? So it is sine beta times the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. അപ്പോൾ ഈ right angle triangle ന്റെ hypotenuse ഏതാണ്? This side, right? That is B. So PM is equal to A sine alpha, that is equal to B sine beta. Or from this we can write A by sine beta is equal to B by sine alpha. Okay, let it be equation number 2. So A sine alpha is equal to B sine beta എന്നുള്ള എക്സ്പ്രഷനെ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു ഫോമിൽ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. So here we have two equations, equation 1 and 2. The first one is R by sine theta is equal to B by sine alpha. And the second one is A by sine beta is equal to B by sine alpha. അപ്പോൾ ഈ രണ്ട് എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ്റെയും RHS സെയിം ആണ്. റൈറ്റ്? അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ഈ എക്സ്പ്രഷനെ ഇക്വേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പൊ എന്താ ആൻസർ വരുന്നത്? യെസ്, R by sine theta is equal to B by sine alpha and which is equal to A by sine beta. Okay, so this is an expression which is relating the magnitude of the vectors A, B and R and also the angles alpha, beta and theta. And this expression or this equation which is known as law of sines. This is known as law of sines and this will give you the direction of the resultant vector R. Thus we have obtained law of cosines and law of sines. So law of cosines, that is R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, which will give you the magnitude of the resultant of these two vectors. And law of sines, that is R by sine theta equal to B by sine alpha equal to A by sine beta, which will give you the direction of the resultant of these two vectors. So it is very, very important. So hope you understood this problem. Listen children, now let's discuss more about this motion in a plane. So here we have a position vector OP that is equal to vector R. Okay, R is the position vector and here X and Y are the components of this position vector R along X and Y axis respectively. So here the position vector which is given in this diagram and the position vector is vector R and its components are X and Y and X is the component along the X axis, Y is the component along Y axis. Now let's represent this position vector R in terms of its components, or we can resolve this position vector into its components. So we can write xi plus yj, where I is the unit vector along x-axis, j is the unit vector along y-axis. Yes, this we have discussed in our previous class, the resolution of vectors, right? So we can resolve the position vector R into its components x and y like this. Okay, R is equal to xi plus yj. In the same manner, we can resolve the velocity vector v, that is vector v is equal to vxi plus vyj. Okay, vxi cap, where vx is the x component of the velocity or the component of velocity along x-axis. Then vyj, vy is the component of velocity along y-axis. And we know this relation, that is velocity is the rate of change of displacement or it is equal to dr by dt. So V is equal to dr by dt. So what about Vx? Since Vx is the x component of velocity, that is equal to the rate of change of x component of this position vector. So Vx is equal to dx by dt. And what about Vy? That is equal to dy by dt. Clear? So here we can write dx by dt into I cap plus dy by dt into j cap. Okay, where dx by dt that is equal to Vx and dy by dt that is equal to Vy. Why? Because vector V is given as dr by dt, which we have discussed in our previous chapter. Also, the magnitude of the velocity vector V is given as root of Vx square plus Vy square, and the direction is given as tan theta is equal to Vy by Vx, where theta is the angle between Vx and Vy. ക്ലിയർ? അപ്പോൾ ഈ മാഗ്നിറ്റ്യൂഡിന്റെയും ഡയറക്ഷന്റെയും എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഈ ഒരു രീതിക്ക് നമ്മൾ എഴുതുന്നത്? ആക്ച്വലി ഇത് നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തൊരു പ്രോബ്ലത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു എങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഒരു വെക്ടറിന്റെ മാഗ്നിറ്റ്യൂഡും അതേപോലെ ഡയറക്ഷനും കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് എന്നുള്ളത്. സോ ഹോപ്പ് യു റിമെമ്പർ ദാറ്റ്. So the magnitude of the velocity vector can be written like this, and the direction is given by tan theta equal to Vy by Vx. Actually, the direction is given by theta, so we can write theta is equal to tan inverse Vy by Vx. Tan inverse Vy by Vx. In the same manner, acceleration can be written as the acceleration vector, which is represented by vector A. So A can be resolved into its components and can be written like Ax I cap plus Ay j cap, where Ax is the x component of acceleration, or it is the component of acceleration along x-axis, and Ay is the y component of acceleration, or it is the component of acceleration along y-axis. And here we know that acceleration is equal to the rate of change of velocity, or A is equal to dv by dt. So that means Ax is equal to dvx by dt. അപ്പോൾ A equal to dv by dt ആയതുകൊണ്ട് x component of A, okay, that is equal to the rate of change of x component of velocity, and also Ay is equal to dvy by dt. So here we can substitute for Ax and Ay. So Ax is equal to dvx by dt into I cap plus Ay, that is dvy by dt into j cap. Okay, so the acceleration can also be written like this. Now, what about the magnitude of this acceleration? Yes, the magnitude of this acceleration is given by root of ax square plus ay square. Okay, velocity vector le discuss ചെയ്ത പോലെ തന്നെ. Also, the direction of this acceleration, direction of vector A is given as tan theta is equal to ay divided by ax, or theta is equal to tan inverse ay by ax. Okay, അപ്പോൾ പ്രോബ്ലം ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഈ എക്സ്പ്രഷൻസ് ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്. Clear? So hope you understood this. Now let's solve this problem. The position of a particle is given by r is equal to 3ti plus 2t square j plus 5k, where t is the time. First question, find v of t, that is velocity as a function of t. So find velocity and acceleration, it is also a function of t, of the particle. And the second question is find the magnitude and direction of velocity at t equal to 1. So here in the question it is given that the position vector r, that is equal to 3t I cap plus 2t square j cap plus 5k. Okay, and we know that the position vector in 3 dimension that can be written as xi plus yj plus zk. So here in this question, instead of x we have 3t, instead of y we have 2t square, and instead of z we have 5. So first of all we can calculate the velocity. Okay, the velocity, and we know that velocity is the rate of change of position, or we can write velocity is equal to dr by dt, that is equal to d by dt of what is r? Yes, 3t I cap plus 2t square j cap plus 5k cap. Okay, and also we know that this velocity vector can be written as Vx into I cap plus Vy into j cap. In 3D, it can be written like Vz into k cap. And this Vx, that is equal to d by dt of x. Okay, likewise Vy is equal to dy by dt and Vz is equal to dz by dt. Okay, so here we have to find out Vx, Vy and Vz, and we can substitute in this expression so that we will be obtaining velocity vector. And what about Vx? It is dx by dt, right? So Vx is equal to dx by dt, that is equal to d by dt of what is x? Yes, here x is equal to 3t. So d by dt of 3t. So here 3 is a constant. So this will be 3 into d by dt of t. So this will be 1. So the answer will be 3. Okay. Now what about Vy? Yes, Vy is equal to dy by dt. That is equal to d by dt of what is y? 2t square. 2t square. Here 2 is a constant. So we can take it outside of this derivative. So d by 2 into d by dt of t square. That is equal to 2 into. Yes, what about d by dt of t square? Yes, we know that d by dx of x square is 2x. So d by dt of t square is 2t. So the answer will be 2 into 2t. So that is equal to 4t. Clear? So Vx is equal to 3 and Vy is equal to 4t. Also, what about Vz? Vz is equal to dz by dt, that is equal to d by dt of what is z? Z is equal to 5, right? So d by dt of 5 is equal to 0, so that there is no z component for velocity. So the velocity can be written as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap plus Vz k cap, and Vx, that is equal to 3. So this will be 3i plus what about Vy? That is 4t j plus what about Vz? Vz is equal to 0, or there is no z component for velocity. So the velocity will be 3i plus 4t into j. So we have obtained the velocity. Now what about acceleration? Again, acceleration A is equal to, it is the rate of change of velocity. So d by dt of v, that is equal to d by dt of 3i plus 4t into j. Why? Because velocity is given as 3i plus 4t into j. So d by dt of 3i plus 4t into j. Okay, and here this is the x component of velocity and this is the y component of velocity. So 3 is Vx and 4t, that is Vy. And we know that acceleration can be written as Ax I cap plus Ay j cap plus in 3D or Az k cap എന്നുള്ള term കൂടെ വരും. And this Ax is equal to d by dt of Vx. Right, and here d by dt of what is Vx? Vx is 3. So d by dt of 3, that is equal to 0. d by dt of Vy, that is equal to d by dt of what is Vy? 4t. 4t എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ 4 into dt by dt varum. So the answer will be 4. So here we can write Ax I cap. Instead of Ax, here it is 0. So there is no x component for acceleration. What about the next term, that is Ay? That is 4. So the acceleration will be 4 into j cap. Okay, acceleration is 4 into j cap. Now the second question, find the magnitude and direction of velocity at t equal to 1 second. So we have the velocity v is equal to 3i plus 4tj. So at t equal to 1 second, this velocity can be written as v is equal to 3i plus 4t. T ki pagaram 1 substitute idal 4 into 1 into j cap. So the answer will be 3i plus 4j. Okay, now we have to find out the magnitude of velocity. So the magnitude of velocity, that can be written like this, and that is equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square. Here in this case, it will be root of, what about Vx? It is 3. So 3 square plus, what about Vy? Yes, at t equal to 1, Vy is equal to 4. So 4 square. So root of 3 square plus 4 square, that is 9 plus 16. So the answer will be root of 25 is equal to 5 meter per second. So the magnitude of velocity, that is 5 meter per second. Now the direction of velocity, the direction of V, which is given by theta, and that is equal to tan inverse of Vy by Vx, and here it will be tan inverse, what is Vy? Vy is 4. So Vy by what is Vx? 3. So 4 by 3, and the answer will be approximately 53 degree. So the magnitude of velocity is 5 meter per second, and the direction, that is the value of theta, it is approximately equal to 53 degree. So hope you understood this problem. Now the next concept is motion in a plane with constant acceleration. Actually it is not a new concept. അതായത് നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ചാപ്റ്ററിൽ കൈനമാറ്റിക് ഇക്വേഷൻസ് പഠിച്ചിരുന്നു അല്ലെ, 1 ഡയമെൻഷണൽ മോഷനിൽ വരുന്ന കൈനമാറ്റിക് ഇക്വേഷൻസ് പഠിച്ചിരുന്നു. യെസ്, ഏതൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു കൈനമാറ്റിക് ഇക്വേഷൻസ്? V is equal to V0 plus AT, where V is the final velocity, V0 is the initial velocity, A is the acceleration, and T is the time. So V is equal to V0 plus AT. Then S is equal to V0 T plus half AT square. And the third equation was V square is equal to V0 square plus 2AS. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ അതേ ഇക്വേഷൻസ് തന്നെ നമ്മൾ 2 ഡയമെൻഷനിലേക്ക് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അതായത് ഇവിടെ മോഷൻ ഇൻ എ പ്ലെയിൻ ആണ് നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഇക്വേഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ വെക്റ്റർ ഫോമിൽ നമ്മൾ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് V is equal to V0 plus AT. That was the first kinematic equation, and here the final velocity, which is represented as vector V, initial velocity, that is represented as vector V0, acceleration, that is represented as vector A, and the time T. Okay, അതേപോലെ second equation, R is equal to V0 T plus half AT square. R എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പൊസിഷൻ വെക്ടർ ആണ്, ജനറൽ ഫോമിൽ എടുത്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. R is equal to V0 T plus half AT square. അതേപോലെ തേർഡ് ഇക്വേഷനെ നമുക്ക് ഇതേപോലെ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. Now listen children, V is equal to V0 plus AT. അപ്പൊ ഇത് 2 ഡയമെൻഷണൽ മോഷനിൽ വരുന്ന ഒരു ഇക്വേഷൻ ആണ്, റൈറ്റ്? അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ഇതിനെ 2 1 ഡയമെൻഷണൽ മോഷൻ ആയിട്ട് സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് എഴുതാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. അതായത് ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ എക്സ് കമ്പോണന്റ് ആണ് കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് എങ്കിൽ, ലിസൺ ചിൽഡ്രൻ, ഇവിടുത്തെ വെലോസിറ്റി 2 ഡയമെൻഷനൽ ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇപ്പൊ 2 ഡയമെൻഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവിടെ എക്സ് കമ്പോണന്റും വരും, വൈ കമ്പോണന്റും വരും. അപ്പൊ ഇവിടുത്തെ വെലോസിറ്റിക്ക് ഒരു എക്സ് കമ്പോണന്റും ഉണ്ട്, വൈ കമ്പോണന്റും ഉണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു 2 ഡയമെൻഷണൽ ഇക്വേഷനെ 2 1 ഡയമെൻഷണൽ ഇക്വേഷൻ ആയിട്ട് റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ this can be written as, yes, the x component of velocity can be written as Vx is equal to V0x plus axt. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഇക്വേഷന്റെ x components ആണ് ഇങ്ങനെ എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. Vx is equal to V0x plus axt. Now what about the y component? Vy is equal to V0y plus ay into t. So same thing we can write in this case also. Here R is the general vector. ഇതിന്റെ x component എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ x, right? X is equal to V0 xt plus half axt square എന്ന് എഴുതാം. അതേപോലെ y is equal to, y component y is equal to V0y into t plus half ay t square എന്ന് എഴുതാം. Clear? So the thing is that motion in a plane can be considered as to separate simultaneous one-dimensional motion with constant acceleration along the 2 perpendicular directions. So hope you understood this. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മളിവിടെ കൈനമാറ്റിക് ഇക്വേഷനെ വെക്റ്റർ ഫോമിൽ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്തു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കൈനമാറ്റിക് ഇക്വേഷന്റെ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ 2 ഡയമെൻഷനിലേക്ക് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ചെയ്തു. സോ അതേപോലെ നമുക്ക് റിലേറ്റീവ് വെലോസിറ്റിയുടെ കോൺസെപ്റ്റും 2 ഡയമെൻഷനിലേക്ക് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ചെയ്യാം. സോ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ഹോംവർക്ക് ഫോർ യു. ട്രൈ ടു ഡെവലപ്പ് an equation for relative velocity in the case of 2 dimension. So that's all for today. Hope you understood today's class. Remaining portion we can discuss in the next class. See you in the next session.